It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. This is the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys.
Well, look at this stadium here in Jacksonville, which once again was filled with not so good football and a lot of visiting fans. The Denver Broncos win 23-13. Jaguars get a late kick return that almost equaled their output on offense for the day after the opening drive. How about that? Welcome inside TIAA Bank, everybody. Brent along with Dan Higgins. It's the Jaguars postgame show on the Action News Jax app. And we've done this 17 times in a row after a loss, Dan.
It's not funny anymore, but I don't know what else to say. I think someone must have kidnapped Trevor Lawrence after the first drive and stuck Todd Bauman out there. I don't know who exactly it was. Maybe it was Todd Philcox, but it didn't seem like Trevor. He had such a good first drive.
That was brilliant.
I mean, 5 of 7 for 73 yards, and after that, the Broncos, we talked in the pregame show a little bit about how good Denver's defense is. I'm telling you, they're a good football team, and the challenge here for the Jags now is how do we find a win? Because I'm telling you, Trevor's struggling, and there's not much help around him, it doesn't seem like.
Now, they did a decent job against the pass rush.
Right.
But right now, it's a little bit the receivers of the Jaguars can't get open.
Well, we watched it here today, so we can watch, and you're right, they don't.
I thought last week they got open, and they were open on a lot of plays. This week, after the first drive, Marvin Jones was open a little bit, and he missed him a couple times. Very little separation after that.
Tried to run the ball, tried to get it in the hands of James Robinson a lot more than, say, Carlos Hyde, but that didn't particularly work. Nothing worked offensively. Denver is just a way better football team right now, but again, for the Jags, we're getting the sense here, and when they went into the season, it's like, we're going to try to win every game, compete. Nobody thought that was going to happen, but that over-under at 6.5 is sure looking a lot more like the under than the over.
By the way, this might have been a challenging game, even if they won last week.
For sure.
But the arrow has to go up here, and I will say this, Jaguars defense performed much better. The alignment issues weren't there. They stopped the run.
Some fixable things.
Some of those things were better. It looked a little better.
I think they're better against the run. I think Teddy Bridgewater had about 8 Mississippi on some of his throws, and I also think the secondary does not cover well. That deep ball was it. Those guys were running past our defensive backs all day long, it seemed like to me.
Yeah, C.J. Henderson went out of the game. They took advantage of Chris Claybrook's on the long play. So, Olivia, let us know again. It's very loud inside the stadium here. They're showing like other games.
Yes.
You think we were filled up with Central Park and millions of people. There's 8 people in the stadium, and
Hey, you can turn that down a little bit. That'd be fine. I mean, but yeah, 0-2, 17 losses in a row. We're moving up. We're going to have to start charting this. I think it's like 6th all time, Brent. I mean, this is becoming a situation here. And I know you're going to tell me those guys in there are only 0-2.
Yeah.
And I get that. I get that. But 17 losses in a row for the fan base, and a lousy weather today to start the game, and we had rain in the second quarter. It just seemed very apropos for a franchise that cannot seem to get going.
Well, and then I add to it all the other problems that the Jaguars have had, and then Josh Lambo can't make a kick. Josh Lambo can't kick it 52 yards. That didn't even cross the crossbar. It wasn't long enough.
Brent,
that relationship just comes with experience.
Football is a strange game. I think Lambo, if I'm not mistaken, was at 40. I don't think he ever missed here.
He has never missed here until today.
And I think it was 42 in a row. So, on one hand, you want to cut him some slack. He misses a 50-some yarder. But on the other hand, then he misses again, and you're ready to cut him. And I get it. I mean, the job of the kicker is to make the kicks.
Yeah, if you really
listen, let's not use that as an excuse, because that's the one thing. I don't feel like I never felt like the Jags were going to win this game.
Well, but that changes the dynamic. If you're up 13-10, it's
but talk to me about Jacksonville needing a touchdown when we were talking up in the press box. What do they have? 150 yards of total offense through almost 3 quarters?
Yeah, that's 189 for the game.
Total?
That's it. So that's plain Gabbard.
And 75 on the first drive. Right? We drove the length of the field on the first drive.
106 yards after the first drive. For the rest of the game, 102-yard kick return.
Yeah.
So that puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
I thought Lambo is now a concern, even though it's 55, 52, and 48 yards that he's missed. Those are long field goals, but still, he's going to things, and instead it's just negative things. Trevor struggled. I still don't think Darrell Bevel has this offense in a rhythm. He doesn't know if he wants to run, doesn't know if he wants to pass.
Trevor is taking too many deep shots. I mean, and this is that. No, that's fair. Because Brent made a good comment in the press box during the game. He's like, for years, and he's right, for years, 3rd and 8, we run a 6-yard route, guy gets tackled, no first down. Yeah. I got this kid humming at 25, 35, 45 yards down the field, and it's incomplete after incomplete pass.
Unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence at the podium right now. Let's go and hear what the rookie quarterback had to say.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a few things. Just some ill-timed errors on everyone, really. It was different people each time, had a turnover, and then another one at the end. So that's on me. And then some penalties, whatever it may be. Just bad timing for those things to happen. And then Denver played off that momentum and put a few scoring drives together. But, I think we were in the game the whole game. I mean, really, first half should have had the lead. And then after that, I didn't think we kept playing like we did in that first quarter. So just figuring out what that is, what's happening in that second, third quarter that we can get better at. Obviously, I'll have to go back and watch the tape for some of it. But for me, same thing. 2 turnovers, got to get better at that. Surtain made a great catch on the go ball, so that's one of those. It's like, he made a great play. It happens. But the other one was a bad decision by me, so just keep taking care of the ball. I thought we did a great job up front. The guys blocked really well, only 1 sack. Protection was good all night. We ran the ball efficiently. I think we were over 4 yards a carry, so that was good to see. But just continually putting these drives together to stay in the game, because you could see we're that close today and just kind of got out of the game towards the end, and they ran with it. But I think we're close, and obviously it's not what anybody wants to see, and it's frustrating and disappointing, but we're going to stick together, and I really feel like we're close. We got good enough players to win these games, so we should keep going to work.
Hey, Trevor, you've never lost back-to-back games in your life. Now 0-2 in your NFL career. How are you dealing with this?
Yeah, I hate losing, like I said last week, so it's not fun, obviously, but at the same time, you just got to realize, we're getting better, and each week we got to keep getting better, and it's a long season. We still got 15 more games, kind of like I said last week, and that's the mindset in the locker room too. Everyone's frustrated, everybody's disappointed. Obviously, we worked our tails off to win this game, and we felt like we were prepared. We just got to keep getting better though, and we got to make the play when our number's called, and didn't do that well enough today.
Are the misses just a matter of you and the receivers just not being on the same page, or?
Not typically, no. I think it's just a lot of things. I missed a few throws. We didn't have really many drops today, so I think they did a good job. Denver did a good job contesting a lot of the throws. They mixed up their coverage as well. I thought I saw it pretty well too, and I think we just got behind the sticks a little bit as the game went on. You saw the first drive. We stayed in second and third and short, and I don't know, however many yards on the first drive to go down and score. And then after that, we just, we'd get a penalty, or, we'd have 2 incompletions back-to-back, then we'd be 3rd and 10 or whatever, just getting behind. It's really hard against a good defense to convert 3rd and 10 over and over again. So that's one thing, just got to keep getting better. I thought we were better today than last week for sure, but just got to keep getting better.
What was it about the first drive that just made things look so much smoother and easier?
I don't know. I thought we were just all playing well, playing confident. We were seeing it, communicating, and I thought we continued to do that throughout the game. It's just little ill-timed errors. Like I said, is like if something happens on a 2nd and long or a 3rd down that would have been a conversion, that's just hard to recover, and we had a few of those down the stretch. And then obviously, like I said, the turnover that gave them the ball at midfield, defense did a good job. Can't remember if we held them to a field goal or what happened there. And then obviously the other turnover, we were still in the game, and Surtain, like I said, made a great play. And I think the defense, we put them in a hole a few times again today, and they played well. We gotta keep putting these scoring drives together to give us a better chance, and didn't do that down the stretch.
You see them dropping 7 or 8 in recovery. What does that mean for you? What do you have to do in the situation?
Use my legs. You saw a few times today. Had a 4th down conversion, and then had I think it was 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. Can't remember on the other one. where I scrambled for a first down. So that was something I wanted to get better from last week, and I thought I did. So that was a positive. But they did a really good job of having 2 safeties and then matching underneath, playing man. They did a really good job with that. So made it harder for some of our concepts. I thought we were kind of picking them apart on that first drive. Had a great drive, but then after that, we started playing a little tighter. And then as the game went on, playing softer when we had to take some shots. Obviously, kind of what happened on that go ball. But yeah, I mean, like I said, using my legs, I thought that's one thing when they're dropping 7 or 8 that you have to do, and did that a little bit.
From your perspective, how much is the play calling about you and the coaches still learning each other?
I mean, maybe a little, but not much. I don't think. It's just, it's hard when you saw like the first drive. That was kind of our plays that we were going with to start our openers, if you call it whatever. Except for the third downs, he did a good job calling those, but we were rolling, did great with those. It's just hard when, we kind of put Coach Bev in a bad spot. When you get down, like same thing in second half when you're down a couple scores and the clock's running, you're in the fourth quarter, you got to take shots and push the ball downfield. And so he doesn't just have the whole playbook open at that point. So it's hard. We got his back, he's got our back, and we all just got to get better. It's not one certain thing. It's just all of us continuing to play well. All of us are having bright spots throughout the games, but just play after play, being consistent.
You mentioned bright spots. Is there a particular bright spot you can carry into practice next week to get you ready for the next game?
What do you mean?
Well, like you have a lot of bright spots you were looking at. Is there a particular moment or play or even idea that you could take kind of in practice as an overall kind of a theme to get ready for the next game?
Yeah, I mean, we'll watch it and we'll find those things. There was definitely, I thought we made some good plays, like I said, especially on that first drive. After that, we didn't do as much as we needed to do on offense throughout the game, but we made some plays. And the good thing is, bright spot is for sure that we really have good enough players to win these games, and we just got to play better. So it'd be a different story if we felt like they were better than us. But I just really feel like both of these games, we had a chance if we played better, and obviously a lot of people say that, but just got to do it. So.
Go ahead. Do you get any sense at all out of anybody that confidence is a little shaken in there, and what would be some of the signs of that?
No, I don't feel that at all. Obviously, I kind of came almost straight in here, talked to the guys for a second, but I thought we had a lot of confidence coming into this week, and even the locker room guys picking each other up, and it's a long season. We got 15 more games, and I think our mental space is really good right now, and we just got to keep plugging in, going to work. It's not based on what happens in the game. Like, okay, we win the game, so we're going to have a great week next week, get ready to play the next one. Oh, we lost the game. Well, all right, whatever. We're not going to try to win the next one. It doesn't change. So we just got to keep coming back to work and staying together, and I think we're doing a good job of that.
Trevor, can you describe what you saw on the touchdown to Marvin, how that opened up for you guys? Yeah,
just a one-on-one matchup on the outside. We felt like going into this game, as much disguise as they did with the secondary, that was one of the spots that we could try to attack, was the one-on-ones outside away from the cover 2 side, and kind of just what we were thinking. Marv did a good job holding his grass, gave him a chance, he made the play. So that was awesome to see. Got to do more of that, and that's me too. I got to be more accurate. We got to make more plays downfield. But yeah.
Was the first drive all the scripted plays you guys went to the game with, and was there just a different level of comfort with those plays going in, knowing that those were the calls?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Obviously, we felt good about them and we executed them well. I don't think it really had anything to do with just the fact that those were scripted, because a lot of the third downs, I think we had 3 or 4 third downs on that first drive, and we converted all of them. And those aren't scripted. You don't really script third downs. You got to react. So I don't think it's really the fact that they were scripted. I just think it's a level of focus we got to maintain throughout the whole game. And like I said, we got to watch it. I can't really analyze everything right now until I see it all, but just got to play better.
How difficult is it for you to process this? Go ahead. What did you say to Josh when you went over to him after the missed second field goal?
Just keep going, man. It's going to happen. All of us have made some mistakes. I've had quite a few the first 2 weeks, so just to let him know I had his back. It's all good. Go make the next one. So I know as a kicker that's tough. Everything's kind of on you making that kick, and I know how he feels. So just letting him know we got your back, no matter what happens, good or bad. We're all in it together.
Last one, Jim. How difficult is it for you to just process back-to-back losses like this? You haven't experienced this before in your football life. You just attribute it to, hey, people told me the NFL was going to be, a tough transition and, the growing pains and all that. How are you processing this?
I mean, I think I'm processing it as good as you can. Obviously, you want to win, and like I said, you work all week to win, and when you don't, it's disappointing. But I feel like I'm in a good spot. I'm the same person, same mindset. Nothing's changed. So making sure I keep my confidence every week is big, and I think I have that. So we're gonna get better. We're close. It's obviously last week and this week doesn't look great when you look at the numbers, but I really feel like we're close, and we just got to make some more plays and stick together.
Thank you. Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
So that is Trevor Lawrence talking after his second NFL loss, second loss in a row. How about this? Last week when he lost the football game, it was the first time in his career he's had to come back and play another game after a loss the following week. Wow. So now he loses 2 in a row. I mean, that's part of it for him and Urban Meyer. They've got to figure this thing out, and it's kind of their responsibility. Trevor Lawrence did not play great football after that first drive. There are people still not playing great football around him. I'm not sure Darrell Bevel is in rhythm with his quarterback. Even when they tried to do the dump-off quick stuff, it was for negative yardage. Like the Broncos sniffed it out.
Yeah. Well, Trevor says, I think I'm in the process as good as you can. It's disappointing to not win, but I'm the same person. I got to keep my confidence high, et cetera, et cetera. But he's got to get some help. He's got to get some help from DJ Chark. He's got to get some help from the CBS crew here, from some other guys. James O'Shaughnessy, things like that. So. Always so friendly, too.
Yeah, they're always so friendly. Nice guys. We're just live. Don't worry about it.
You got it, big man.
All right.
As long as you guys are okay.
National guys.
National guys. Unbelievable. But no, I mean, like, O'Shaughnessy caught the early pass, then he got hurt. I don't think he came back.
Nah, he didn't.
And threw to the rookie from Ohio State. He dropped the ball.
He was late on the interception, too.
We have no tight end play. And I don't know what's wrong with DJ. But there's something going on there, and it's been going on for a while. I just don't know. I don't see it.
Well, here's the deal.
Marvin Jones really is the only threat right now on the field in terms of receiving the football. You can pitch it to LaVisca, but
it's not going distance. And LaVisca dropped 2 balls today.
That's
and a critical third down. Like a 3rd and 4. You got to make that play.
No, you got to help the kid out.
Look at some of the weapons. They tried to get it to James Robinson a little bit more. I'll tell you what, Cam Robinson missed a huge block in that game.
Yeah.
Or James Robinson might still be running. But that's not helping your offense.
No.
Your rookie. These veteran guys have got to make plays. Again, I'm not telling you that Trevor played well.
Right.
But you've got to play well around the young player.
He threw 2 more interceptions. You mentioned the one where he's trying to hit. Who was he trying to hit?
He's trying to hit Farrell.
He was late.
Yeah.
And then he took a shot with the Johnson kid, the fast kid, on the sideline, and Surtain made a great play on it. But when he let it go, I was watching him. They were even, and he's trusting him to outrun, use his speed, and he didn't. And then he didn't break it up.
Those 2 nice interceptions.
They were. That was a great play by Surtain. And so it's 5 picks in 2 games for Trevor Lawrence. No bueno.
Yeah.
And he only threw for 100 and some odd yards today as well.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah. It's not a good, pretty stat line for Trevor Lawrence.
And so the offensive line wasn't terrible today, but like you said, there was a mistake here, a mistake there. But I thought the tackles overall against Von Miller and Chubb when he was in there. Now Chubb got hurt again, I think, and left the game. But when they were in there, I thought they did a pretty good job on those guys.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, if you look at on the interception of Farrell, there was some pressure from Von Miller, and he had to step up, and that's probably why he was late with the ball. But again, I mean, overall.
But Von Miller's going to win a couple of these every Sunday.
Yes.
I mean, that's why he's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I thought the offensive line did a decent job.
Yeah.
I think right now it's the offensive coordinator's not in sync with his quarterback, and I think his receivers are letting him down too.
Yeah.
They got to make more plays. Marvin Jones, one of those receivers, he had 11 targets today and
5 catches.
Some early catches, 4 early.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it had caught the touchdown too on a 3rd and 13.
Yes. Beautiful throw.
Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Here's Marvin Jones at the podium.
After that drive in the 2nd and 3rd quarters, it's just something that we need to figure out, and we have to, find, that energy and that spark and, keep it, So, I think that's what it was.
Were they just dropping that many DBs back, how much of an issue it was on the over-the-top play, trying to get separation?
I think we had early success, and it impacted the way that they played. I think they changed and start going zone instead of going man. They did drop them back, but we still have to make our plays. So like I said last week, I feel like we all had a hand in it, and we just need to find a resolution and just keep pushing forward, because when we do have those good drives, we're virtually unstoppable. So we just need to be in that mode for 4 quarters, and I think the outcome is always going to be good.
You described it as a lull in the offense. How did Trevor handle that lull?
I think he always, one thing that, sticks out about Trev is he always has the same, that same energy. So it's tough. Sometimes it's unexplainable. We don't want to be in those situations. But we just have to, figure it out. So he was even killed in that first drive, and the same throughout the game. But we have to find it and get better.
You think it's your touchdown catch?
It was a great throw, great throw by Trev. When he went in the huddle and was like, "Let's get it," and we got it. So he placed it perfectly, and I did the easy thing and just ran under it and caught it. So.
When you say lull, can you be a little more specific about what you're talking about? Is it mental, physical, or just
not necessarily mental or physical or anything, just because the drive before, boom, we went out, and our first, I don't know how many plays it was, but we went right and scored. So it could be a mixture of things, just a penalty and where we field position and where we start. If we back ourselves up a little bit, that always changes the play call, it changes mentality and stuff like that. But we have to be an offense that nothing matters, because you're going to go through the ebbs and flows of the game, and we have to be the type of offense that if something bad happens, something's negated, it does, just water off the back, and we have to really tune in and be the offense that we know we are, and have some success. So.
How close do you guys think you are to that?
I think we're pretty close. After this game, obviously our defense, they did a good job, holding them, and we have to capitalize. But I think we're very close, and I think you could see, what we could be as an offense if we do what we did for 4 quarters. So I think we're really close. We have a good team, and I know just even judging off the locker room right now, we believe that we are a very good team, and nobody doubts that in our locker room. So, that's all that matters, and we have to push forward and go from there.
Kind of building off of that, there were a few times today Trevor and the receivers just had more miscues, overthrows. Based on your experience, what does the timetable look like for a quarterback and a receiver to get to that point where, okay, I know what he's about to do?
Oh no, we'll get to that point, and that's the thing. We're still working through it, and that comes in practice, and that's not a problem. Because we have good plays and practice, and we just have to keep going. It's a process. Sometimes it's a process, and we did miss a few. Between both of us, receivers and him, and that's something that we go and we correct it, and it's going to be great once we get it all figured out. But as you can see, we had some great plays, we had some not so great plays, and so that's not something that I am or anybody else is worried about. Yeah, we'll get it done for sure.
Thanks, Marvin.
Yeah, thank y'all. Y'all take care.
That's Marvin Jones Jr. Had a good start to this game. Seems like the favorite target for Trevor Lawrence, but the offense sputters after that opening drive, which was brilliant. He got a penalty that helped it out, then a 3rd and 13 to Marvin Jones for the touchdown, which is just a terrific throw. So overall, the Jaguars couldn't do much after that. Urban Meyer, I guess, on the podium now. He's the last. I've never seen it before. Players going before the head coach, but here's Urban Meyer.
We have a saying around here, we're going to own it, and we're going to own it, but I speak on behalf of our players that that was good, that we go up 7-3 or 7-0, and they're standing behind our defense, helped our defense, and from myself, our staff, and our players, thanks for being there. Don't give up on us. Hang in there with us. We're going to get better. And the one thing about Jacksonville and the 904, go to sleep knowing there's not going to be any group work harder to get this thing flipped. And so I'll answer your questions.
Do you feel like you got out-coached today?
Out-coached? Oh, I don't know if we got out-coached. Oh, we lost a game. I don't normally. That's a good question. I've been asked that question before. We lost a game.
Trevor mentioned that the team doesn't feel like it's a talent issue, but now at 0-2, does that make it a coaching issue?
It's an us issue. We have to make some plays. We have to do a lot of things better as a team, and that includes, when I say team, it's always us. The one thing I'll never do is take a player and do that, or a coach and do that. But do we have to get better? We're 0-2. You made that point, and we have to do. When I say we, I'm talking about the whole team. Has to do a lot of better things.
What did you see out of Trevor today? Fantastic opening drive, and then it just seemed like the rest of the day, whether it was a little too much pressure, receivers not getting separation, or just maybe him being a little bit off with some throws.
I don't want to talk with him after the game, and he made it because he had his best on Thursday. He was, I don't know, 25 of 25 or 25 of 26. Had a great Thursday practice, and you kind of felt, number Laviska came on, and it looked like his legs are getting back underneath him, and I saw what happened in the first drive as I saw in practice, but after that, like you said, it was just a handful of yards. That so I see a very good leader. I see obviously an exceptional talent and a guy that the game's hopefully going to start slowing down more and more as he gets more reps.
Marvin Jones said he felt like the offense was in a lull after the first drive. How do you prevent those lulls in the future?
I think we had a couple drop passes on some key situations that would have kept the chains moving. Also, we'd like to have a little more balance. It seems like we're dropping back a little bit too much for, when especially you're facing Von Miller and Chubb and those guys. So the easy answer is make more plays and get guys in position to make more plays. That's an easy answer. It's hard to execute, obviously.
Or were you at least impressed with the functionality of it? At least it looked functional out there in terms of penalties and false starts and that stuff for the most part? I think that's a step, right?
I'm sorry?
Were you glad that it looked functional?
Looked functional.
In terms of the pre-snap stuff, like the mistakes that you guys made last week.
Oh, like substitution issues and all that?
Yeah. All of that stuff, and you didn't have a lot of pre-snap issues.
Yeah, it was a cleaner game, but it better be a cleaner game, and we worked real hard at that. And I will say that our defense, you kept, just if the offense would have made some plays in that late in the first quarter, or if we would hit those field goals, and then late in the second quarter, made a couple more plays because we had decent field position. Just going into halftime would have been a different story if you're coming out. And then obviously they scored right away in the second half. Our defense had some big stops, so if offense just would have made a few more plays.
Concern level for Josh Lambo?
Concerned, but I made a comment that the one thing that I admire about him, first of all, he's had a decent career, a very good career, and he works his tail off. I'm not giving up on Josh Lambo. If he didn't work hard, wasn't a professional about everything he does, yeah, I'd have a problem with him. But he's misses some kicks, and he, as a professional, he's going to make those kicks. I have confidence he will.
You mentioned you need to be more balanced. Do you need to call more run plays, or is it putting yourself in a position to be able to be more balanced?
I think it's both. I think when you call the run plays, you got to get a little more positive yardage. But I felt at times we were running the ball decent today. But then, when the score is tight, you can be very balanced. And then you start getting behind a little bit, and you have to start scoring points.
With that in mind, how much of the play calling and game plan is still about you and Bevel learning Trevor as much as him learning the game?
I think I think that's a good, great point. There's still, I think it's him learning how to play the style of offense that we're playing. And I know for his career that's going to be the best thing to do. When I made that decision to hire Bevel and Brian Schottenheimer, a lot went into that decision. And to run a spread offense, I don't know. I think he needs to become a professional quarterback. And that also includes some spread elements in it, which we do. So it's going to be a combination of both. And I know that's the right thing for him and his career and his future.
Was C.J. Henderson hurt or pulled?
I'm sorry?
Was C.J. Henderson hurt or pulled in the second half?
I can't hear you.
Was C.J. Henderson hurt or pulled in the second half?
He got hurt. Hip flexor.
Irvin, I know kickers and kickers can be a little bit different. So what do you do with Josh? Do you just let him work to the side? Do you bring someone in to push him? How do you handle a guy like him?
I'm not sure yet. It's just all fresh. We just lost the game. So I know he'll be out there working again. I don't know what the plan is as far as bringing someone else in.
Irvin, what did you see on Jamal Agnew's kickoff return for a touchdown?
I saw the guy that we went out and got him, because that's a big part of, we haven't been able to get him loose in punt return, and that's really where he's dynamic too. So I think, I know this is a fact after coaching special teams my entire career, is that if they know there's a guy back there that can do it, you block that much harder. And they know he can do it now. It's going to be on tape. And Chappelle did a great job running down the field, leading that block. So that was great. There's a lot of fight in this team. This team's there's 15 games left. And our goal is to have the strongest locker room that you can possibly have. I feel like it's extremely strong right now. Players are pissed. Players want to win. Players are sticking it together, and that's the best part of our team. The best part of our organization right now is what's in that locker room.
Irvin, you haven't been 0-2 in your coaching career. So how do you keep things heading in the right direction, both with you and your staff, as well as with the team?
Oh, it's just the loyalty amongst each other and not let the nonsense start to seep into, I've seen nonsense seep into organizations when you're 2-0, and I've seen it when you're 0-2. I guess I haven't seen it when it's 0-2, but I've seen it when you lose a game. And we can't allow that. And the good thing is I don't see that happening. If I do, I told the players and staff that's the one thing that will not be tolerated with the Jags is nonsense. And I see 0.0 of it. Bunch of good players, good guys, and coaches working their tails off.
What was AJ Cam's injury? AJ Cam?
His hamstring tightened up.
Good, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Stand by. All right, Urban Meyer finishing up with the media. He obviously came out and said, don't give up on us, fans. Don't do that. 0-2. C.J. Henderson, hip flexor, not giving up on Josh Lambo. They got to fix things. Not good balance. He said earlier in the week they used to try for 250 at Ohio State, in terms of run pass.
I'll take 150, 150.
189 is not getting it done. It comes back. What's interesting, real quick, and then we'll put a bow on the show. But 189 yards reminds me of the Gabbard era a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Gabbard era, they played in like a 10 or 15-yard box.
Right.
And that's why I'm so hesitant to kind of say, don't push the ball down the field, because they're trying, but they might be trying it too much, seriously.
Honestly, a lot of deep shots today, and it put them behind the chains a lot. And, there's got to be times where the check down's got to be, I can't believe I'm saying it. I don't want to say it, but, today was a good example. Look, the Broncos outschooled them. I mean, the Broncos are a really good defense, and they took care of the Jags. And that was kind of one of the concerns going in. The problem is now for this team is I don't know how. These guys got to get better, man. They all got to play better. Not just Trevor Lawrence, 14-33, which is unacceptable, and he knows it. He will play better, but these other guys got to help him, man. And I don't know where we're going to find wins here in the next couple of weeks. We're at 17. This city needs a win. This organization needs a win. Urban Meyer and his group, they're 0-2. Oh, well. But we got the Cardinals at home. Then we've got a Thursday nighter in Cincinnati, and then things start to get, and then we got Miami and London, and then things get dicey.
Yeah, that's a tough one next week. I thought that was a tough one from the get-go, regardless. They could be 0-3 easily, 18 games going on a Thursday night game to Cincinnati.
Don't make me say what's coming up after the break, though.
Well, and this was supposed to be the easier part of the
first
schedule.
quarter, for
Nothing's
sure.
easy for the Jags.
No.
That's it. The bottom line is, hopefully, hey, I will say this. They fixed all the procedure stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't as confused on defense.
Correct.
Can they make more corrections going into week 3?
Good job against the run. Yeah,
you know, they
some
did
good
some
things
to stay in the game, but
still
the kicker missed and the offense wasn't good.
Kicked,
and they still lost by 10, which really wasn't even that close.
No.
All right, that's going to do it for our Jaguars post-game show here on the app, Action News Jax app. Yeah, we're on the app. We'll try to get it back up and running on Facebook.
Can you order some apps for the app show?
I don't want to. No. For everybody here, we'll have Action Sports Jax primetime coming up 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. You heard from Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, Marvin Jones. You heard from Shaq Griffin a little bit later. Tomorrow night we'll have Jihad Ward on Jags Report Live.
Yes, we
from
will.
Sneakers at 7 o'clock on Fox 30. But come on out to Sneakers. For Dan Hicken, I'm Brent Martin. That will do it. Jags lose 23-13. They've lost 17 in a row. 0-2 here in 2021.
It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.